This is a quick video about the transformation of functions, and this will be very similar to moving our quadratics around. We're also going to look at the absolute value function, the cubic function, and the square root function. So if you'll recall from before when we were talking about the parabola, this was our basic shape at a vertex right there at 0, 0, and had this sort of form: y is a times x minus h squared plus k. What we're going to do now is also look at some other ones. So the absolute value, cubic, and square root that are also going to be a times whatever function I'm talking about with x minus h inside. So either absolute value of x minus h cubed, or the square root of x minus h, whichever one I happen to be looking at. And then that plus k on the outside. This is sort of a general form of how things can get shifted back and forth for any type of function. So remember with the quadratic, if I move my vertex to the right, looks like x minus 4 in parentheses would move this 4 units to the right. And if I add, say, a 3 on the outside, that moves it 3 units up. Remember to move it down, I just need to subtract on the outside of that square, so say minus 2. And to move it to the left, just need to add inside that parenthesis, so plus 3. So remember, inside the parenthesis there, you move the opposite way of what you would think with that sign. On the outside, you move exactly the same way. So with the k value, it's up for positive values, down for negative values. Inside the parentheses, it's right for negative and left for positive. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of other functions here. So let's go ahead and try this absolute value function real quick. Alright, so notice the absolute value function is a couple of straight lines. Again, has sort of what I call the key point right here at 0, 0. That's that sharp corner. Just like the parabola had a vertex, the absolute value is going to have this sharp corner. And the absolute value just makes everything positive. So if the value is 2 inside the absolute value, makes it a positive 2. If it's negative 2, still makes it into a positive 2. So everything is exactly the same except for the sign. Okay, the sign just changes to a positive value. Alright, this will still have the same properties as far as shifting goes. So if I move this to the right 4 units, it looks like x minus 4 inside that absolute value. If I want to move this up 3 units, I'll just add 3 to the outside. So this is y is the absolute value of x minus 4 plus 3. Alright, shifted to the right 4 units and then up 3 units. Same thing happens with any of these other guys. So let me show you real quick. Cubic function. Okay, so this is y is x cubed. Has this sort of flat area right here. And if we want to move this, say, to the left 4 units, okay, then we just need to add 4 inside that parentheses, so y is x plus 4 cubed. We want to move it down 2 units. Can move it down 2 units by subtracting 2 on the outside. So again, this key point right here is where it gets sort of flat and goes up to the right and down to the left. Similar to the quadratic, but a little bit steeper. Alright, last one here. The square root function looks something like this. Starts here at 0, 0. Another key point. That is an endpoint. I'm not going to use square roots and negatives because those give me complex numbers. So the first point I have is right there at 0, 0. Goes through 1, 1 and looks like a parabola but turns sideways. So just half of a parabola there. Again, this guy I can move around. Okay, so if I want to move it to the left 3 units, I get square root of x plus 3 inside the root. And then if I want to, say, shift that up by 5 units, I just need to add 5 on the outside of the root. So this parenthesis here is inside the root, and then this plus 5 is outside the root. So those are the basic graph shifting for any of these guys. No matter what I do, okay, say h is 1, so x minus 1, we'll put this to the right 1 unit. So all of that's sort of the same. In the next video, we'll take a look at how this a affects everything.